Namaste friends, Namaste. This is Yogi Anand from Adwait Yoga School. Today is birthday of Yogi Anand, and birthday from spiritual perspective, how one should celebrate birthday from a spiritual perspective. I wanted to share my thoughts. So the birthday is the day of neither joy nor sorrow. For the worldly people, this is the joy of celebrations. They cut the cake, they rejoice birthday in different methods, different ways. But for a yogi, birthday is perceived as one more year is subtracted from the lifespan. Suppose if we are given 70 years to live, or 80 years, or 60 years, whatever, nobody knows how long one lives. The lifespan is unpredictable. So whatsoever lifetime is granted by the nature, by our karma, I will say, we subtract one more year. We are on the journey. We are moving towards our death. But death is not only goal of life. So a mindful person or yogi explores what is the purpose of my life, what is the purpose of being here on this planet, why I got this human form, and how to utilize this human form, human life. Because, we have been on the journey since inconceivable time. Nobody knows when one came into the existence and started journey for the ultimate goal. This is what is called Purva Janma Smriti. So when we see our past lives, if we have skills, if we can see our past lives, then we'll come to know that we were in different beings, in different forms, like we were animals, we were birds, we were insects. Sometimes we were just trees or the rocks. Or before that, when we will go back into our past life, then we will see that we were just particles somewhere in the universe, in the space. So that was what Buddha discovered about himself. When he got enlightenment that night, the first thing he did was he went back into his past lives. That's what is called past life regression. So first thing he did, he went back into his past lives and he tried to explore his beginning of his journey. He went back millions of past lives, but he could not identify his first appearance in the existence. He could not identify. Millions, not hundreds, not thousands, millions of past lives. But he could not fathom, he could not explore when my journey had started. Nobody knows. If you are given the insight, the spiritual skill to see your past lives, innumerable, nobody can find when he or she started his life or her life. But that is true That is, we were part of nature. In the beginning, we were particles. Then we became shrubs, herbs, trees, then insects, then birds, animals. In animals, more awakened animals. Then we got human form, and in human forms, we are born in the lower level of human beings who are less awakened, who are less enlightened, and then during this journey, we become more aware, more conscious of our being, more awakened about the truth. And when we have full spiritual awakening, then we see that the goal of human life is attain Nirvana. And Nirvana is the final destination. Actually, that is the end of all destinations. And many people believe that Nirvana is attained after death. Nirvana or moksha or Kaivalyam. So, Nirvana or moksha or Kaivalyam or liberation is not attained after death, but while we are living. When we are living on the earth, we ensure ourselves whether we have attained that state or not. And that is how we break the chain of birth and death. Taking birth has a purpose. And what are the purposes? Most of the people have aims, purposes of achieving some goals, attaining some attainments, some worldly goals. Someone wants to become a super leader, a super businessman, or a super whatsoever, in whatever field he or she is. He or she wants to become super. He or she wants to achieve the super state in that respective field. But what after achieving the super state? So long we are striving to achieve the super state in our respective field, and when we reach there, then there is no goal. Then we realize, yet there is something where we have to reach, or there is something which we have to attain, and that is nothing but Nirvana, Kaivalya. When you are quenched all of the thirsts, when all of the thirst, desires, ambitions, when all of our thirsts, desire, dreams, ambitions are fulfilled, then we start seeking spiritual enlightenment or the complete spiritual awakening. And after some time, we realize that when we attain our true selves, which is called Atman, when we realize ourselves, our true self called Atma, then we see that the attainment or realization of Atman is the ultimate goal, ultimate destination. And so long we don't come into that state, we keep moving ahead. We keep changing the bodies, different bodies. And In every life, we have different bodies, different names, different parents, different relations. In every life. Yet, there is something which do not desert us. Our enemies and our friends, they don't leave us. They also travel along with us. Our friends, our enemies, our supporters, our critics, they all travel with us. But when we enter into the final Nirvana, then they are left behind, but we enter into the final goal. Then there is no more coming. Yet they will be coming because they have not yet reached. So, till we reach that goal, we keep changing our bodies. So the birthday is just a reminder that we have left only some more years on this earth, in these human forms, in this form, with this name, with this body. And let us achieve that state as soon as possible. And after attainment, after realization of this truth, then we live with more peace, with more joy, and with either no tension, no stress, no hurry, worry, no rushing, or with less. Because so long we are on this earth in this human form, we have something to do. We have less desires, less needs. This body needs foods, house, clothes, some supports. That much only, not too much. So a spiritual person or a yogi does not have so much requirements, so much needs. And if an awakened yogi seems to be having all massive or greater resources, that means these are just for the spreading of the masses of yoga or spirituality, not for himself or herself. But they use those things as tools to spread the masses of yoga, spirituality. So the birthday is a day when a soul took a human form or a form. And this day should not be celebrated as either the day of too much happiness or too much sadness. For a yogi, there is no subject of happiness or sorrow. Everything is transient. Everything is flowing. Everything is in flux. Everything is moving. Everything is going towards the dissolution, towards the death, towards the complete sublimation to the nature. So a yogi, an awakened yogi, doesn't try to hold, doesn't try to extend or prolong or extend or sustain anything. Because nothing can be sustained. Nothing. Neither by any God or any enlightened one, nothing can be sustained. Everything is fleeting, everything is transitioning, So the life, so all the relations, so all the stuff, whatever situations we have, whatever positions we are in, either good or bad, all those positions or these situations are changing. And if anybody ignorantly tries to sustain that, tries to extend that, they are trying in vain. That is useless, that is futile. So the life. So let us enjoy every year as just like passing cloud. So cloud is passing into the space. Nobody can hold that. So the time, the life is like passing cloud. Is like the water flowing in the river, rushing towards the ocean to get dissolved. Everything is, yes, passing. Everything. So the life. So an awakened one clearly perceives that nothing is permanent, everything is impermanent, and therefore there is no need to be happy or no need to be depressed. No, just enjoy arising, abiding, and passing away. Yes, this has arisen, this is here for some moments maybe, or for some days, for some months, for some years, and then yes, that is going into dissolution. And dissolution process, what is called death. Dissolution, complete disappearance is called death. So the mortal death, this is, carnal death or physical death, is a phenomenon which is perceived, but this body is dying every moment. And one day, when the vital force called prana or the life force is completely exhausted, then this body is dead, completely dead. So that complete death takes place one day, but the transitory death is happening every moment. So there is death always, and there is life always. So every moment some cells are being dead and some cells are being born, new cells in this body. But collectively, this body is moving towards that complete dissolution one day. So the birthday should be celebrated from that perspective. And today I have received many birthday wishes from different friends, well-wishers, and I want to express my gratitude, and I want to manifest, I want to share my feeling that I thank you very much to all of you for your best wishes, birthday wishes, but yes, always wish to everybody, everyone on his or her birthday, keeping this reality in the mind. Yes, this is the birthday of the body, not of the soul. Soul is immortal, soul is unborn. So whatever is born is not soul. Whatever is born is subject to decay and die one day. Everything, be that a body, be that a star, be that a planet, or a tree, or any being. So there is lifespan, and we should allow that to happen, that to manifest. Utilize every moment of this life for spiritual awakening. And when we awaken spiritually, completely, then just utilize every time to contribute, to share, to make this planet worth of living. And then we naturally become non-violent, truthful, kind, compassionate, harmonious. Well, we see that living the life in that way is only the brilliant way of living. But living for earning money, earning names and fames, and just living for myself, for my family, is unenlightened living, is foolish way of living. Brilliant way of living is living for the entire existence, entire world. So whatever we share, that is only worth of admire, worth of praise. And the life living for oneself is just the futile life. So this life should be lived like yajna. Yajna is, or havan, yajna. And when we make our entire life as a holy, sacred yajna, then the ashes of the yajna is worshipped. But the ashes of the woods used in the kitchen for making the foods are thrown. Both are ashes. Ashes of the wood used in kitchen for making the foods for oneself, and ashes for havan is worshipped. Both are ashes. Both are fires. But the havan fire is more adorable. So the holistic life is more adorable, and the mundane life is ignored by the nature. So we should give more importance to the nature, to the truth, to the existence, to the divine, than the mass of the people who are living the lives. So there are only few people in the entire world who live from that perspective, with that vision and mission. So first thing is to realize the reality of ourselves, that this body is temporary, and let us use this body to reach that state, and then after reaching that state, live mindfully. Yes. This is how birthday should be celebrated, and should be understood, and should be wished for anybody, for anyone. Again, I express my sincere thanks to all of my friends who wished for the birthday of this body. Thank you. Namaste.